Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode here on our single player world. Today's episode, we are back on, well, this is actually on top of our mob farm that we started in the last episode. Now, before we get going, have a look down in the description to check out what this mob farm is like made out of and how you make it. It's not by me, obviously, and it's by a guy called Ilmango, and definitely check that out. He's got some really cool stuff, and I would highly recommend it if you like really awesome things in Minecraft. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at all the work that I've done. We've obviously got ourselves a nether portal. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure this might just take away from the spawning rates of this farm. I'm sure you guys can tell me that, but it's really, it's not too important for me. I'm happy with the way it is. I think we will not have an issue with efficiency of this farm. We'll definitely have more than enough stuff by the end of it. So, I want to just show you, I've done all this stuff. I haven't recorded it purely because it's something that I don't like. I mean, I could probably, if I looked at it, I could probably work out what was going on, but yeah, it's nothing that we really do in general, this type of stuff. If I had made it myself, I would have shown you guys what has happened, but I'd rather just let you guys check out the video and tell me what you guys, if you guys build anything that Ilmango makes. It's pretty, he's got pretty crazy stuff on there. Just trust me, the guy's insane. So this is pretty much the timing thing. Overall, that times how often our mobs get pushed out of this farm. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about with the farm, we'll go out a little bit. And by the way, we don't have any food right now, so we're going to have to be a bit sparing over here. But yeah, we'll go out, check that out. So we've got 16 spawning platforms, we've got a killing platform down there, and we've got this little torch tower, which is actually passing the signal down, so that we can get the signal from the top to come to the bottom there. Because what happens is every few seconds, water comes out down the bottom and flushes all the items from the mobs falling down there. We've also got an on and off switch, which is actually on this side over here. I've got to be very careful with my my health. We don't have any food still. Okay, so there we go. That's started. Now we'll wait up here. In fact, could we maybe just go up there quickly? There. Hopefully. Oh, we're gonna miss. We're gonna miss, and we missed. So something like that should make it. There we go. Don't overshoot. Good. Alright, so this is my little spot that is dead in the middle of the farm. Look at that. That's actually right in the middle. And we just wait for a little bit. We should definitely have mobs spawning right now. And I want to show you guys just how stupidly crazy this thing is. So we'll go down here. Look at all those mobs. Do you see them in there? I can't really look directly at them. But check how many are fallen. How ridiculous is that? It's just so stupid. The amount of mobs that we have is actually ridiculous. And they obviously all die. The ones that don't die, die at the bottom here. And I feel like maybe this timing could do with a bit of a change. How is that guy not taking damage? He was not taking any damage on that thing, I swear. But yeah. Do we get any spawns? I don't think we'll get too many spawns there, yeah, because we're too close to the bottom ones. But no, we should still get spawns up the top, I would imagine. We've probably just got a bunch of mobs spawning down the bottom there. Yeah. Probably in the tunnels underground that they're spawning. So over here, I was running around with Frostwalker boots, and that's why we have a bunch of ice here. But have a look at this. I've only been on here for like a little bit, and see, check how much stuff we've got in here already. It's absolutely insane. We'll just take a few of these. And really now what we can do is we can just make as much of this stuff as we need. So as many of these fireworks, which, as I say, a lot of you guys really wanted me to make some fireworks. So these are flight duration 3, which is not a problem for us now. We can go whatever flight duration we want, really, because overall, we're not going to have a problem with too little gunpowder. That's cool. That's cool. And we'll just go up here now. In fact, what I want to do... No, we'll come back. Never mind. I want to just do a little bit of a test. This should take us all the way up, surely. But it could even take us up to the platform. We don't want to go there, though. We'll go over here. We'll switch this farm off. It takes a few seconds to switch off, but in the meantime, we can just go down and relax on our way down. Watch some mobs die. Look at that. Oh man, why do we even need this on our world? Honestly, it's ridiculous. So we'll just go over here until we hear the last guy die. And I want to show you just how quickly this thing can fill up. So we'll empty everything into the ocean. Who cares? We don't need it. Okay, obviously some stuff's falling. You know what? We'll just do this the quick way. Oh, man, did I just... Oh, whoa, that was close. I was hitting 1 instead of Q. So there we go. We can just chuck all of this there. Almost got rid of my my super diamond pickaxe. In fact, I've got to show you guys. I found my old diamond pickaxe. I don't know if you remember. Like, this is a while ago. We lost our mending efficiency 5 diamond pick And I just didn't know where I put it. And then, the other day I was busy searching around the base, and I realized exactly where I put it. In a chest somewhere, which is obviously... Oh man, I didn't get the jump on there. Yeah, which is obviously just me being silly. There we go. Alright, so no mobs in the farm right now. We'll go over here, wait for a few seconds, and we'll check out how many we get. Now, in this episode, we're not going to be messing around with this anymore. We will get to a bit of fixing on this thing at some stage. In particular, we need a new... Oh, let me just go up here. Whoa. We need to get ourselves a storage area for all the stuff that we are going to be storing, because you can have a look how ridiculous these drops are. So we can't just go with the one chest. That will not be enough at all. But yeah, that's something we'll get to shortly. Let's put this over there. We'll get out... What do we need to get out? We'll get out our other sword. Do we have one in... Don't know where my other sword is. I must have put it in one of these chests. But yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah, that's what we need. We can get ourselves some cooked food quickly when we're down there. So we'll pop that away. Take that out there. Cool. So we'll just stand here for a little bit. Let's hold up for a little second. And we'll go have a look now. That should be enough. We'll have a few. So you saw just how long we were gone there for. Not very long at all. And we've got some more mobs that are about to fall. These guys are all about to die. And let's have a look how many things we got in this chest. And really, if this does... Yeah, look at that. Already, we've got way more than we will need for a while. So, we probably don't even need our skeleton farm for bones anymore. That's completely honest. We probably won't even need that for bones. I want it for experience, but yeah, if we get bones from it, that's just a bonus thing. I will just put that away so that we can kill some stuff. Oh, chicken. Thank you. Cool. Alright, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk around, get some food, and we'll meet you back at the base. And I want to show you... Come on. Get out of there. I want to show you that we are still having issues with this. And oh, there's some iron. That is actually... This is the reason why we don't have a storage system down there yet. Oh, that's alright. Not a lot of damage. So in here, remember I was telling you we were having some trouble? Some trouble? That was what? Why can I not speak right now? That's ridiculous. Yeah, I was trying to put struggle and trouble in one word, so I said struggle. But yeah, that is what we have here. We've got chickens that are dying and getting burnt, their stuff burnt up in there. For sure. I'm pretty damn convinced that that's what's happening. So the way we're going to test it is we are going to need to get ourselves some iron, which we can go cook this stuff up. And I'm going to replace this with a bit of water and see how many raw chickens we get. Because really, I'm getting... It's not even, I would probably... You know what? I would love to know the exact number. So if I was doing like a proper test, I would go, how many do I get in 10 minutes? And then I would calculate and then come back. But really, we're not going for a proper test. We just want to see if we do get a noticeable difference. And then we can always conduct like a better test. So we're just checking it out. Testing if there is some noticeable difference, and we can always check it out there. So I'm going to replace that water there. The other thing is that we are going to get started on some building now, because this episode isn't an all farm episode. That's the last bit of farm I think we might see. I've actually got something I would like to discuss with my skeleton farm, but that one we can check at a later stage. I'm just loving this building. I'm really just loving the way this place is coming out. So what I want to do in this episode is probably take a little step away from this one and focus on what we are going to be doing on this side here, because we need a wall which will stop me from getting my butt handed to me by some zombies and stuff which come around here. And not only that, we also can maybe get a bit of this path going. So I think this episode, we're going to build a bit of like a little structural wall thing going on here. We'll clear a few trees out first, and then we can get started on that and also fix up this path. Alrighty, we're back over here and we've got some land cleared out. We're ready to build our new wall, which is just going to be keeping some of them zombies out. Hopefully they'll have to walk around, and by the time they get to me, they would have burnt up in the sun. That's the plan at least, and I'm sure if we need to, we can always just extend the wall. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have a few specifications with this wall. Number one, we want this wall to be unspawnable, because we want, like, the overall goal for this village, the overall thing, is we want this to be a villager village. We want our villagers to roam around in here, real life villagers, like real ones, when we have it ready, of course. We want them to be able to walk around in here freely without the idea of any mob spawning, really, let alone a zombie. That would be an absolute horrible thing, because our whole village will be destroyed. So that is the plan. We want to clear every spawnable spot in here, and we will try and keep that in mind with this wall, because after this wall, at the back of this wall, it's pretty much alright. But yeah, that's the thing. So what I want to do is I want to get started with this, and I'm thinking that I want this wall to be a relatively high wall, probably just around that height there. So what's that, about 7 blocks. And I want to do this together. We can come up with some sort of a really interesting look of a wall. Maybe we'll do it over here, because this is nice and flat, nice and easy. And I want it to follow this sort of, it's kind of odd-shaped path. Now, at points like this, for instance, I'm thinking what could be kind of cool is getting a little bit of a gap like that, and we'll do that. And by the way, the other thing I want this wall is I want this wall to look really, really good as well. So we need it unspawnable, and we need it to look really good. So I want the main part of the wall to be made out of stone brick and stone by itself, like this. And we'll just kind of make a little bit of a thing going on here, like that. And we'll fix it up as soon as we go there. So we want it to be a stone wall, like the majority of it. But then what I want to do, because I want this to tie in nicely with the base, I want to have some bone block, because this obviously is a very important block to our base. And I want to just see if we can work it in very, very slightly. I don't want a lot of it, but I want a little bit of it to see if it can work with the wall. Maybe if it doesn't, we can always just get rid of it. But I think it might, and I'm willing to try that. So let's just check that out. How does that look? Yeah, that's a bit too intrusive, I think. So what we might do is we might just leave it there and maybe try something out like here. Just a little bit of a thing. So if we do this here, that, and we'll do that there. Just a little bit of bone block sticking out. That could actually look really, really cool. And not to mention, once I'm finished with it, I think we might have a bit of a different view of it as well. So if you guys don't like it, let me know. I think I'll be able to get this to work. So just in like that, and then maybe we can do a bit of this. Maybe? I don't know. Let's try a few different things. This is, by the way, this is exactly how I normally build things when I'm by myself. I just kind of put things together until I see something work, and then we kind of go from there. But that actually, you know what? As much as I at first just looked at this and was like, no, I think that might actually look kind of cool, as if it's holding the wall together. So if we put this down one more over here and over there, that actually looks kind of cool, I think. Tell me if you think, but I think. So we'll try that out. And then what we also need to do, let's get that back. There. Then we also want this wall to be a little bit thick. So we'll probably go another, like we'll have these 3 blocks here as the wall, and then we'll go out. So it's all in all going to take up 5 blocks in length. Then over here we can get on with this one. And how about we go and sleep, and we come back to this wall. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a little bit of texturing going on here. Just a slight bit of texturing, not any like advanced stuff. We'll just do something like that. And then we'll add in our more advanced textured blocks, I guess, a bit later. I say advanced as if they like something ridiculously complicated. Just like, you know, the more, I don't know, the more game changer blocks. So let's do that. And we can do this pretty much because obviously the walls aren't going to be the same length everywhere. We can do this sort of thing every time we have to change over a wall. You know what I mean? So every time there's a bit of a corner, we can maybe do that. And we can maybe do this in here as well. And that could actually work like that. So let's try this out here. We'll do that there. Whoa. And I don't even know how I okay, this is your death. There we go. Good. So yeah, we can maybe try this out and see how this goes. And you see what I mean about the mobs coming up? They just kind of appear out of there, out of nowhere. Oh, and also one interesting thing. Do we want this wall to have different heights? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build it at one height, and if we want to take it down, we can always pull it down. I also need to get something over here. I'll show you, which I think will be a good thing to finish it off. Do we have them? Yep. Cool. So let's have a look at what happens when we put in a stair over here. Over there. There. No. Like that. And then what we'll do is we'll just go there, 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 and there. Okay, that's alright. That's looking alright. Now, what else can we do to this? This is very plain, very boring. Maybe in there we can put a light. That could be something. A redstone lamp. That could be something that definitely will work. Just to make this wall lit up. Now, this piece here, let's frame it off and see what happens once it's framed properly. So we'll do that. there. And is that too much? That's too much. And now we'll have a look at this. I think this will work. Now, give me your opinion on it, because I'm never sure if I'm just going crazy. That's at that height, and no one of those at that height. With we knocking out that one there. Cool. All right. And I think we'll put a. Oh, you know, we actually could just do a glowstone lamp there, and I don't mind the glowstone because a lot of people don't like glowstone, but I think it's working in our base quite well. Even though, as I say, a lot of people really don't like it. I think they're in here. Glowstone. Yep. And we'll also get our redstone and see which one we like better. So we'll do that. One of them. No. Them, because I know people hate me using these. But, oh. Damn Frostwalker. That's what that is. Cool. Alright. I think that would be Frostwalker. I'll be very surprised if it's something else. We'll do that. We'll do that there. There. And how does that look? Okay. Fair enough. Whatever that looks like. Let's check this out over here. To be honest, I don't like either of them. And I'm kind of feeling that this wall's a bit square. So what we can do, let's give this next bit a try. We'll get rid of these as well. But what I want to do is I want this wall to be maybe a bit more rounded off. So we can maybe come up like that, down there, and work this out like that. So if we take out that block there, that block there, and that block there. And we'll make ourselves a little bit of a pillar up like that, there. Perfect. And now we can try this out with just some of these for now, just to get the shape right. We'll do that there. Does that shape a bit better? Not necessarily. Let's get a crafting table. Get some of these. Like that. Give this a go. Maybe we just need a bit more of a like lighter, easier curve. So let's check this out. There, there. Come down with those there. So we'll do that, that, and I think this might be a bit too much, but let's check it out. Yeah, it's a bit too much. Yeah, definitely too much. That's alright, we can always fix it. So we'll get rid of those there. That there. And now we'll try this out. So if we do that one at that height, there. Man, what is going on with this? Maybe we do take it down there. Maybe we just pull it down, take one half slab off each of those. And then what we can do is we can do our little hangy thing like this. So if we did a half slab there, there, and we can put these in here like that. Maybe if we did it like that. Does that look a bit better? A little bit better. Tell you what, I'll have a little bit of a go with this off camera, and we'll see what we come up with. Alright, now I'm not too sure whether or not this is an improvement. Well, it definitely is an improvement, I think, but I'm not too sure whether this will tie in with what we've got going on in our base. So, yeah, tell me what you think about this. I'm gonna go for it for now, but we'll see how it comes. I think it has its place somewhere. Maybe not in our base, but we can always check it out. In fact, we can even do something along the sides there. I think that looks a bit funny, but what I want to do here is I want to get another bit of a wall going on here. And this is 5 wide, is it? Or, yeah, 5 wide. And I want to get this going on over here. But what I want to do is have every second one a bit more of a plain wall. So we'll go like, not that. We will take that there. So we've got that one. We go out 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this one over there, like that. And then we can also put in these here and those there, so we can make a little turn. And oh, I was wondering what that was. It's stuff I threw out. Okay, so let's have a look at that now. If we did that, so we have a plain wall, and then we'll probably have another one of these, and then another plain wall. That will work alright, I think. So what the plain wall is going to be is it's going to be literally a plain wall of stone brick, and a bit of texturing involved in that. So that will be a fairly simple one. And do we want it to also drop down? Now that is a question, because I think that the drop there is actually quite cool. I like it quite a bit, and also I don't want to have too much of the wood showing. So I think if we only have one wooden one every now and then. So that drop is actually it looks alright. I want to quickly show you as well up here. Let's head on up here. This wall, obviously you can see I've got some handrail things over here. And I want this to be somewhat realistic. So we want to have it walkable down here. Let's check this out. So we wouldn't be able to get rid of that. So we'll have to do it like that. And that. But that leaves that spawnable. We'll have to fix that up. There. And then we'll put these ones in here. So we can actually walk along the wall. Like that. Have a little bit of a thing over here to look at. And continue on with our stuff. So this will be like that. There. And there. So kind of getting the unspawnable stuff going on here. This one here is spawnable. What I plan on doing there is I plan on putting a button. I'm pretty sure buttons are unspawnable. I've put them on those places there. You can't see them. But on top of there, trust me, there's a button. And I haven't had a spawn in there since. So I think buttons do work quite well for us. In fact, you know what? It's been about probably about 20 minutes to a half hour since I was last over here. We may as well check this out before I forget to do it. See if our chicken test is, like, working. So if I had to guess how many we would have in this time, I would say probably about 4 or 5. So if we've got more than 4 or 5, and 4 or 5 is a lot. So if we've got more than 4 or 5 raw chickens in here, it means that we are definitely losing some to the lava. We are definitely losing some to the lava. Alright, so that is a problem. What we could do, which might be something that we will not get up to this episode, but it should be a pretty simple thing to do. Why can't I... There we go. I like to go down with my Elytron there. Whoa. Why only the one chicken? Okay, now this is a different problem. Alright, so what could be happening here is maybe these things are jumping and then floating in there? Although I doubt it. Why do we only have one chicken? That is very, very strange. But yeah, what we can do is, if we wanted to, we can put another dispenser in on that block over there. We can have this air open here. So once every now and then, it will come through. It'll like dispense for a few ticks. Like 2 ticks dispense, pull it back in, and kill some chickens. And then we'll have the raw chicken going up there before the lava kills them, which I think could be kind of cool. In fact, we've got 2 chickens. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, that's something I'll probably add in the next episode or between episodes at some stage. It shouldn't be too hard to do. So let's go up here. Go out there. Good. All right. And also we got some more ender pearls. So I want to get back to this wall now. And I think what I'm going to do, guys, because it's been quite a while. This episode's actually taken longer than I've expected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of a wall here. And as per usual, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sneaky surprise thumbnail to see how far we come. We'll probably end up going out there a bit, and I'll get the thumbnail with it like that. I think it'll look really, really cool. It's also got a bit of space for us to add in some lighting hanging off the edges here, maybe. We've got the lighting over there, which could actually work. But yeah, that's going to be the plan, because as I say, this episode's taken a bit longer than I expected. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.